Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the News You Missed, the only show where the world melts down faster than it cools off. We've got global drama, financial chaos, hacker panic, and bot optimism. So buckle up, plug in, and let's see what humanity's been up to while you were scrolling cat videos. US President Trump to meet China's President Xi Jinping. The rematch nobody asked for. It's official. President Trump will meet China's Xi Jinping in South Korea next Thursday. The White House says they'll discuss trade, tech, and mutual understanding. Diplomatic code for trying not to yell before dessert. Expect a lot of smiles for the cameras and absolutely nothing concrete by the end. Because every US-China meeting ends like a bad day. Let's stay in touch. The US land action in Venezuela, the sequel nobody wanted. Trump also said there'll be land action in Venezuela soon, a phrase that sounds less like diplomacy and more like a Call of Duty update. Within hours, B-1 bombers flew over the Caribbean again. Pentagon says training exercise. Caracas says intimidation. I say don't blink or we'll have another documentary in 6 months. Markets jitter. Oil ticks up, and somewhere a general gets bonus frequent flyer miles. And we have an update on the Louvre jewel heist. Paris loses its sparkle. Thieves just robbed the Louvre in broad daylight. They smashed cases, grabbed historic jewels, and vanished into traffic. Police say it was well coordinated. The translation for that is, they got away. Marco Rubio has met Netanyahu. Bros before peace talks. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has met Netanyahu, who called him an extraordinary friend. They discussed rebuilding efforts, which in the Middle East is like saying, see you next conflict. The US is playing mediator. Israel nods politely, and everyone agrees to meet again when the smoke clears. Literally. Trump on the West Bank vote. Don't worry about it. He asked about Israel's annexation vote, and Trump said, don't worry about it. They're not going to do anything. It's the kind of reassurance that makes diplomats twitch. Israel probably will do something. When Trump says don't worry, that's exactly when you start worrying. The FBI has arrested NBA stars in a betting probe. The FBI arrested Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups for alleged illegal gambling because apparently March Madness wasn't enough excitement. Expect more investigations and awkward post-game interviews that start with no comment. If you're going to bet on basketball, maybe don't be in basketball. And a whole host of other players are looking at being investigated. So this story isn't over yet. There's going to be a lot more to come out soon. Alaska Airlines has grounded its planes. There's a system crash that meets an actual crash. All Alaska Airlines flights were grounded by an IT outage, leaving airports packed and patients extinct. The fix is underway, which in IT speak means we have no idea. Honestly, at this point, your luggage probably has better Wi-Fi than the airline. And we have Pelosi versus the federal agents, the Californian showdown. Nancy Pelosi warned that California could arrest federal agents who violate state law, adding Trump couldn't pardon them. A legal standoff is brewing that could make law and order look like a cooking show. Pelosi's playing constitutional chess while Trump's playing checkers with the board on fire. And Chicago is going to introduce a social media tax, paying for your doom scrolling. Chicago wants to tax social media companies to fund mental health clinics, which is poetic since social media caused half the stress to begin with. If it passes, TikTok might move to Texas. Not the worst trade though. Joe Rogan's space mystery, the comet conspiracy. Joe Rogan teased an episode about the 3-eye Atlas comet, which is reportedly coming from the same part of space as the famous WOW signal. Apparently, NASA lost contact with it during the government shutdown. Astronomers say routine. Conspiracy theorists say mothership. Somewhere Fox Mulder is nodding proudly. And now we're heading over to our financial funnies, where we try to educate you about the economy and make it interesting, because let's be fair, talking about money is boring. There's fear on the blockchain. Crypto sentiment just hit fear, with Bitcoin hovering at $110,000. Analysts say it's healthy correction, which is Wall Street language for We're scared too. Volatility would continue until moral improves. Bitcoin holders haven't slept since 2021. The EU has banned a Russian-backed stablecoin, calling it a threat to financial security. It's the first time crypto has been formally sanctioned. Europe's drawing battle lines on the blockchain. The irony of banning a stablecoin in a crisis is not lost on anyone. Coinbase, Ripple, and Gemini helped fund Trump's $300 million White House ballroom. Decentralized finance apparently loves centralized chandeliers. Campaign donations now payable in Dogecoin. It's the first ballroom designed to crash in real time, like crypto prices. Heading over to the world of AI now, Elon Musk says Optimus, Tesla's robot, will become an incredible surgeon. Doctors say cool. Patients say no. Robot medicine could revolutionise healthcare if it doesn't blue screen mid-surgery. When your surgeon asks for a firmware update, it's time to run. JP Morgan predicts the Fed will end tightening next week, which is fancy talk for money printer goes brrr. Expect temporary relief, long-term hangover. The economy's basically one big buy now, panic later cycle. CZ and Peter Schiff are finally debating Bitcoin versus gold. It's the ultimate boomer versus zoomer battle. Metal versus meme. Nobody will win, but everyone will sell merch. Gold bugs will say see, and Bitcoiners will just add laser eyes. And President Trump has pardoned CZ, the executive of Binance, saying he was not guilty, just persecuted. CZ thanked him and vowed to make America the capital of crypto. Markets cheered, regulators sighed. Somewhere Gary Gensler's stress ball just disintegrated. And heading over to our last segment of today's news you missed, Hackers Corner, the only place where one typo could cost you your weekend. Over 250 Magento stores have been hacked in 24 hours. The exploit's public, and so are your customer records if you haven't patched. Another reminder that coming soon banners might mean we got breached. E-commerce now 90% sales, 10% cybercrime. Hackers named Jingle Thief exploited Microsoft 365 to mint fake cloud gift cards. They've been cashing in since the summer. Expect tighter controls and fewer free $50 offers. Turns out Santa isn't watching, he's just on the dark web. And North Korean fake recruiters. North Korean hackers have posed as defense recruiters, sending malware-filled job PDFs. So if your dream offer says top secret clearance, no experience needed, delete it. Espionage is now taking over HR. Even phishing scams come with benefits now. Robots Corner, and now to our mechanical overlords, the ones that don't unionize. Leaked documents have shown Amazon plans to replace 600,000 jobs by 2033 with automation. They'll save $4 billion a year and 600,000 awkward small talks about the weather. Factories get faster, humans get retrained. Alexa, update my resume. Elon Musk's $1 trillion robot army. Elon Musk told investors he needs $1 trillion deal to control Tesla's robot army. Yes, he actually said that. Expect Optimus robots in showrooms by 2026. And Skynet has now become cheaper. Startup Seneca raised $60 million for drones that shoot water at wildfires. They self-launch, self-aim and self-congratulate. Faster fire response, fewer burnt trees. California just outsourced bravery to batteries. Beijing's Notex Robotics launched Boomy, a 3-foot robot that walks, balances and dances, all for the small price of $1,370. A huge step for consumer robotics. And that's the news. Patched, monetized, mechanized and marginally sane. Buy low, meme responsibly and encrypt everything, especially your dating history. We'll see you inside the Insiders Club on Wednesday and Saturday, where the filters come off and the files get spicy. Until then, take care, God bless, and remember, if a robot waves, wave back. It might be your new boss. And on Saturday we have Jason Q, so we look forward to seeing you all then. So take care, see you now, bye.